Welcome back to another video. My name is Abby and today we are talking about what is mental diet. Now, if you're new to this channel and you want more videos like this one, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button below, hit the bell. It's going to let you know when I release new videos. And if you like this video, a great way to support this channel, if you want to do so, is to click that like button. It really helps to spread this information. So what is mental diet? Now, if you've watched other of my videos, you know that I love etymology, the study of words. So where does the word diet come from? It actually comes from a Latin word meaning way of life. So really what you're looking at here, what Neville talks about, really when you think about it, is what is your mental way of life? What are you feeding yourself and what is that growing? Another way to think about this is a garden. What are you actually planting in the soil of your subconscious? One way to get some understanding and awareness of that is to look at your current life right now. Chances are, if you're watching this video, there's something in your life that you want to change. It doesn't matter what it is. If it has to do with relationships or career or abundance, a house, a car, whatever it is, specific person, it could be anything. Something in regards to that topic which you are feeding, even at a subconscious level, because you continue to feed that belief. That is what is echoed in your world, because how you think and how you feel electromagnetically sends out a signature into the quantum field, and that quantum field then registers, gets the corresponding experience, and then echoes it back to you. Because your life right now is a giant echo, a giant mirror of who it is you think to be, and that is basically called your self-concept, the self-image you have of yourself. And whatever you're feeding yourself on a daily, minute by minute, second by second, hour by hour, year after year, whatever it is you're feeding, that's what's going to continue to grow. You're going to continue to nourish that. Even, and using the garden example, even if you're nourishing a weed, even if it's a thing that you don't want to have in your life, as long as you're feeding it attention, as long as it's giving you energy, even subconsciously, unconsciously, you're not aware of it, it will continue to grow. So looking at your life right now really starts to give you a good idea of what it is that you're allowing in your thoughts. And yes, it can be difficult to become aware of something you're not aware of. Again, looking at your world right now, whatever it is that you're wanting to change, how does that make you feel? Has there been another time of your life where you felt that? When was the first time? A lot of times people ask me questions about relationships where they find this person who doesn't want them. In that situation, you can see that they're in a state of rejection. So rather than continue to pursue and chase after people to end that rejection, what that's going to do is continue to perpetuate more rejection. In their heads, they're going to feel rejected. They're going to have that desire to reach out and to give and to give and to get. And they're feeding their mind, become obsessed inside their mind. This actually gets them out of coherence. And I have a video about heart coherence, which basically is your brain and your mind are communicating and they're in alignment. They're in alignment towards who it is and what it is that you want to be. When you have a stressful state in that situation that you want somebody in your life and you can't get them, they're always elusive, they're always just out of reach. Well, it creates stress in your body, more stressful feelings from your heart. It's going to decrease your cognitive ability, meaning that you won't actually be able to think clearly. You're going to make poor choices, which is going to make you feel more stressed out, which is going to decrease your cognitive ability even more. And what does that mean? That means your life is going to be in chaos. You're in a state of survival. So we go back to that and we think about, well, were you rejected by your primary caregivers? When's the first time you felt rejected? And using that one situation in your life to go back and find that original wound so that you can reason on it and heal yourself, and your mind will not continue to go back to that obsession. Remember, how you think and how you feel is your state of being, and whatever your state of being is what you're going to be reflected back in your life. It is an echo. So imagine whatever it is, however it is you feel about yourself, you're yelling that into the quantum field and you're listening and it's coming back to you. So if there's something in your life right now and you see patterns where you can't find the right person, or you get in jobs and they don't really appreciate you, or you always don't seem to have enough, as you begin to see these patterns, you can start seeing they make you feel a certain way. You feel a certain way about yourself and you think a certain way and you feel a certain way, and that cycle continues to go. That means you're feeling and thinking this one way. You're sending that into the universe, it's coming back. You're feeling and thinking the same way. You're sending that out into the universe and it's coming back. Whatever it is that you're feeding your thoughts, that is what's going to show up in your life. You really have to start becoming an observer of your thoughts, of your life, and investigate why it is you act the way you do in regards to a topic that you want to change. You are the only person who can ultimately change your life. I say this because I personally sought endlessly after external validation. If this person would come along and tell me that I was good enough, if this person would come along and tell me that I was talented, then it would give me the confidence to go out and do the things. But it was only until I believed in myself and I made the choice about who I wanted to be and how I wanted to be in the world, using Neville Goddard's Living in the End and changing the assumptions that I had about myself, having that feeling right now, changing the way I thought and the way I felt, which ultimately changed my state of being. And as I began to shift my mental diet from thoughts that would perpetuate and feed those old ways of being, which were that I wasn't good enough or that I needed somebody outside of me to tell me I was good enough, and I changed that diet, that way of life, and I created a new way of life, a new mental diet to fortify, to have confidence, be the person that told me that I was good enough and that I had enough, and that what I have inside of me is valuable to other people. Once I started living in alignment with that, feeling those feelings, living in the end, my life started to change. I started to see more abundance. I started to value myself more. I saw a reflection in the world that valued me more. More abundance financially, more enriching relationships. But it was not until I changed how I felt and how I saw myself, and had a change in my mental diet, had a change in the way that I felt, a new state of being, and therefore, without a doubt, a new reflection in my life. That echo of what I was sending out automatically was going to change. If you've ever seen a tuning fork, you hit the tuning fork and it sends out a vibration. The same exact thing is happening inside of you. Right now, what you might not be aware of is that vibration that you're striking is not having love, is not being good enough, is living in scarcity. You're not understanding that deep inside of you something has happened. You formed a belief, which is actually forming perceptions and causing you to look through a lens that keeps you in that way. So that the thoughts that you're thinking, that you continue to feel, and you continue to see that reflection in the world, perpetuates the weeds you no longer want to have. So realize that you are in control of the thoughts you think on a daily basis, changing why those thoughts are being fed from those old wounds, healing those wounds is by journaling every day, by reading books such as Dr. Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, by going to different therapists, by going to different spiritual healers that can help you get in touch with those subconscious beliefs, watching videos on YouTube that might give you that one little nugget that's going to help shift your perspective, see yourself from a higher level of consciousness, from a higher level of perspective, and bring light into the dark. A mental diet is also not about always feeling good. It's about listening to those thoughts of anger and frustration and resentment and using those as clues and minimizing that time. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls this an emotional refractory period, making sure that that period is small and you move back into that new state of being, using that mental diet, using that new way of life that's going to be in alignment with the wish that you want to be fulfilled, living in the end and having that feeling that you'll have at the end, having it inside of you right now. And that feeling is going to cause you to think those new thoughts that are going to help fuel your feeling, and that cycle is going to be in alignment and take you to that wish fulfilled. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, click subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.